Off we go.
Thanks, Margaret. So the local control funding formula was enacted last year in concert with the adoption of the state budget, and it was motivated by antiquated funding formulas and years of categorical programs, often resulting in inequities in funding between districts and often unrelated to student needs and the populations being served. So that it really stands on the two underlying principles of equity, meaning that students are funded based on needs, providing additional funding for low-income English learners and foster youth. And then the other kind of principles of subsidiarity and flexibility, and this is really that decisions are best made locally with locally engaged stakeholders. And then the other principles are clearly embraced in the local control funding formula design. Certainly accountability through the local control accountability plans, transparency, alignment of local resources with identified student needs and goals, and then the importance of community engagement. And we'll talk about some of those more later.
Okay, so tell us, Brad, really how does the funding work? Just briefly, how do schools get their money?
Sure, very briefly, and there's other webinars and things that we have. So, as you'll see on the left side, the old system was comprised of revenue limits, or discretionary funding, and then categorical programs, which are more often, well-intentioned and needed, but are often compliance-oriented and don't always meet local priorities. So the new system it was intended to more directly provide funding based on student needs. There's a base level of funding. The base funding is more like the old